never raise rates again. And it looks as though your call has been right on the mark. They've done an aggressive quantitative easing bond purchasing program, and it looks as though the Fed may pull back later this year on that. What are your thoughts?
Oh, I don't think even the Fed knows, Jen. They're reading the economy. There's a group within the Fed of the regional bank presidents, and I think two of the governors, who feel that maybe the unemployment rate, that's their target, among their targets, ought to be a lower number. Some have said 6, some have said 5.5. I'm aware of one person who thinks 5. That, in our current structure of the people counted in the employed or unemployed, is probably impossible. And that would say, well, they're going to do this forever. There seems to be an emerging group, I wouldn't call it consensus, that says, now wait a minute, there are a lot of side effects of these low rates. And that part seems to be growing.
So you don't really see an exit strategy
No,
at this moment?
It's political and it's economic both. You can't disaggregate the two. I mean, these are very intelligent, hardworking people. And they don't want to withdraw support when the economy still needs it. On the other hand, let's face it, these are very, very artificially low rates. Signs of inflation that will be hard to contain are already there. Land prices, house prices even in some parts, who would have thought? But here it is. It's reminiscent of the early 70s, late 60s, early 70s. There are long memories there. So, but how do you pull back in the current political environment? And for that matter, until you're sure the economy is a little bit stronger.
So what is a bond manager like yourself to do in this environment? We've seen a lot of asset classes being boosted by the Fed's purchasing program.
Oh, yeah.
Earlier this year, you talked about how junk bond prices have hit very lofty levels.
Yep.
So what are you doing going into this environment?
Well, we're preparing and have prepared for the rise in interest rates that may be coming. Nobody knows for sure. You know, clients always ask me, well, Dan, when are rates going up and how much? I don't know. That sort of causes them to worry about their money manager. But I don't, nor does anybody else, nor does the Fed, nor do the markets. But you don't want to read about it after the fact. Mm-hmm. And you can prepare for the first rise in interest rates.
And how do you do that?
In advance. Well, it depends on the mandate, but essentially what you have to do is get away from market risk. And the base rate of interest is the U.S. Treasury market here in North America and many parts of the world. In Europe, it tends to be German bonds, and it's a Japanese government debt.
So you're completely out of U.S. Treasuries?
Other than for cash management, yes.